Aquarius, welcome to your Halloween reading. I hope that you're doing amazing. This is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Remember, nothing is set in stone, and tarot is simply a guidance. The ultimate power always lies with you. Okay, let's see what we got. So in this reading, we're going to see what is holding you back. And in a reading like this, you want to be very, very careful to not buy into the fear, because it can happen, all right? We're going to look at your direct influences, your current space, potential outcome, clarify, and end off with an oracle card from the Moonology deck. So first of all, we're looking at those direct influences. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Let's see. So, it feels to me that you were at a point where you felt you had everything together. Everything together. This is going to be the love. This is going to be the life. This is going to be the career. This is going to be the path. This is how it's going to go. So everything was very sort of set out, very nicely set out. And this is the idea that you had, that this is how things are going to go. And then it seems to me that life said to you, however, you know. So there was a almost like a demotivating what if, that sort of thing. Okay, and then I feel that for some of you, there's some of the emotional things that started to come out. This could be in friendship, this could be at work, most likely in love. Some of you, I won't say that you put somebody on a pedestal, but it's almost like your action put them on a pedestal, and it's like there was someone here that was maybe pushing your buttons and seeing how far they can actually push you. So it's like, you know, it's like an abusive relationship, how it starts. You try a little thing, you see how far you get. Does it work? Doesn't it work? Then you try a little thing, then you try a little thing, then you try a little thing, that sort of thing. Okay? Might have been a bit of a rude awakening over here. I feel that for some of you, you may have even be aware of the fact that maybe somebody was taking advantage of you, that sort of thing. But, you know, maybe you sort of like said, well, you know, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe justified what you shouldn't have justified. Let's look at what is happening in your current space. This is quite a heavy influence. It feels like being stuck in a ditch, you know. When you are there in a ditch and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to sit here, I'm just going to watch life, I'm just going to focus while I'm here in the ditch and see how new life is growing down the sides here and the algae and the moss and the beautiful flowers and whatever. I'm not even going to try to make things better. I see that for some of you, you feel like that. And it's almost like there's a lot of freedom around you, but it's not the freedom that you need. Okay? It feels almost like that. Like not the freedom you need. And that can really, really suck, because in some spaces people can sometimes say, but you should be fine. You know, you should be all right. I mean, what are you complaining about? In your current energy, you have got very strong guidance coming through here from Source. Some of you are thinking of going back into a connection, into a relationship, possibly giving something another chance, giving someone another chance. And I see that that's a good idea, because in many ways I feel that you stepped away. So that is why the past is coming up so predominantly. You've stepped away from a lot of the things that were holding you back. You've healed from a lot of those things, and now you're ready for new. So some are asking, am I really ready for new? Yes, you are. You definitely are. Okay, very interesting overall energy. We're going to look at that right now. Let's first look at the potential outcome for you. Where are you heading? What direction is your energy heading in? Some of you need to really let go of some things. I feel that for some of you, you were in that space where you are coping with things, holding it together, maybe doing other things. You may not even have been aware of the fact that you were busy with an avoidance technique. And it's almost like life is bringing you to this point where you get to see how you were holding yourself back, you know, maybe dealing with some bodily issues over here. And you want to give yourself that little bit of time. I really feel that for some of you, there's a lot of emotions pouring out, a lot of emotions that was within the body, stuck within the body, stuck within the psyche, you know, almost like muscle memory, like energy memory, emotional energy memory. and you are busy sort of recalibrating yourself in a different direction. So the overall energy, which is very, very interesting for you there with the Five of Swords, don't buy back into the past. Okay? Don't buy back into the past. The past is going to come knocking here, and for some of you, you've dealt with a lot of things. It's almost like somebody's trying their same trick with you again, you know? And literally even with Halloween, trick or treat. Are you really going to let them, you know, are you really going to sort of like try the same thing on you again? Are you going to allow yourself to be tricked again, or are you going to allow yourself to be treated the way that you deserve to be treated? That sort of thing, okay? So a very strong trick or treat sort of energy there, but in a very interesting sort of way, really. Let's clarify this overall energy for you. First of all, this overall message. So this Five of Swords. Yep, love is in the air. Love is so in the air. This is highly interesting because life is beginning to really meet you halfway. I feel that for a lot of you, you almost felt like maybe all your efforts, you were throwing it into this abyss. You're trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and nothing is working out. But you know, as my very good friend, who's also an Aquarius actually, my best friend would always remind me that, you know, if you go fishing and you just need to fish something, you throw your line or your net or whatever in different lines, eventually you're going to get something. You know, and I can see that for a lot of you, you've thrown your lines in many places, and it's beginning to really pay off, especially in romance, in others respecting your value, because some people just didn't respect you here. That's one of the biggest things that I'm picking up, okay? And it's almost like you needed to up your opinion of yourself, because some of you, the experiences that you had was a reflection of what you were sort of giving to yourself and saying to yourself when you're looking in the mirror and that sort of thing. You know, selling yourself short, and then life just reflected that. But now you've really turned the tables on that, which is great. Let's clarify that direct influence for you, because yes, one thing I can tell you for sure is that for many of you that I'm picking up, there was that love, you thought this is going to be the person, we already spoke about that, and then you got a bit of a rude awakening, okay? And funny enough, I feel that they were your person. But it's almost like in many ways, you may not realize it or want to realize it, or maybe you get it now. But in some ways, I feel that you also sabotage that connection. Remember, no, there's never a space where it's just the other person to blame. You could have made it work with this person. I feel that maybe they wanted to introduce you to their family and stuff like that. But it's almost like you knew that there were some things that you needed to do within yourself before you can go with this connection. So you may not have realized it at the time. I'm not saying everything is your fault, but in ways, you know, when the opportunity to sabotage things presented itself, you took it. Maybe for some of you, needed to come a little bit down to the ground. You needed to come a lot back to earth a little bit, you know. Some of you did sort of, as you said, by your actions, place someone on a pedestal, but also that someone reminded you that, or reminded them that, you know, I'm the one who's placing you there, and I'm the one who's keeping you there. And when we do that, people typically, they're going to be like, you know what, I'm out of here, okay? So definitely there were some lessons that you needed to learn there for yourself. And I mean, that's just life. We learn lessons as we go along. Let's look at our current energy. So, beautiful possibilities here that are available. Instead of trying to, because I feel that some of you are trying to figure out the nitty-gritties. And instead of trying to do that, what you might want to be open to more is that it might be time to completely move away from one perception to a broader perception for yourself. Okay? And let's see the potential outcome for this energy. Where are we heading going forward before we end off with the oracle message? To any of you who are interested in learning to read the tarot, hey Bruno, Baba, come here, Baba. There you go. There's a good boy. There's a good boy. You wiggle that tail. Alrighty, so let's see where we are sort of heading going forward. good positive direction. Remember that everything doesn't have to be perfect. This is a big thing for you. Everything doesn't have to be perfect before you take the next step. Because when we always strive for perfection before we do something new, that is a way of actually sabotaging yourself. Because remember, perfection, it's a perception. It's like time. It's relative. It's not really set in stone. Okay? So beautiful things here for you. Beautiful new beginnings available. Don't hold yourself back because a minute sort of thing isn't the way that it has to be. Sometimes when we're so set on this is how it has to be, we don't allow ourselves to broaden our perception, which can actually hold us back. Okay? Oracle message for you here from the Moonology deck. What is it that Aquarius needs to know? A fiery climax approaches full moon in Aries. So, you get into a direction where maybe there is that things go a little bit kaboom, maybe more than you'd like it to be. But sometimes, that big confrontation, that outfall, that awakening that doesn't make you feel so comfortable is sometimes necessary so that you can know that it's time to go to a different phase. All right. I'm just going to say really just be gentle with yourself and easy with yourself during this huge transformative space. I feel that's what many of you need to hear. Okay, so that's what I got, Aquarius. Hope that it helps. Thank you for your time, energy, love and light. See you next time. Bye.